helps if you have a microphone in front of you when you're going to speak. Really productive without it. That sounds like that's working. Okay. So yesterday, all the JetBrains products decided to update. I was checking on them. Rider here is about to restart. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Ohio. Quite a bit louder than my mic volume. Huh. Interesting. I will address that. Or I'll try and remember to address that, is what I'll say. How's the mic volume, though? Is the mic volume okay? Mic volume is quiet. I assume you mean quiet, not quite. The Okay, that should be a little louder. I just bumped it to, I bumped the gain. Scooby Snacks, hello. How you doing? I'm good. I'm good. It's Friday, finally. So, okay, we're quiet, but I usually have your volume turned up pretty close to max, so I can have the PC volume turned down enough. Huh. Okay, maybe my PC volume is higher than most. 84%. Okay. Hey, morning, Mojo. I'm waiting on the rider install. It's going to tell me it's updated, and it's going to irritate me. Oh look, GitHub Copilot plugin. That hasn't been updated in a week or two. We start to activate. So after stream yesterday, while I'm waiting for these things to start, I did kind of figure out a solution to this that I think works, but I was testing it late last night and getting tired and grumpy with it. So we'll see. We'll see how successful that is in a minute. Once we get, I can't show it because I don't think I can drag the window, but the JetBrains updater is updating Rider in the background, and it is taking forever. So one of the things I wanted to look up is I want to see if there's any courses on signal stores and stuff. Like the title of stream, like I feel that I should be better at this. If I'm going to continue building this application out as a client like this, then I need to get better at it. I need to practice more, and um, I need to be more competent all around on the client side. I think I don't feel I am strong enough for this component. Come on, applying patches still. So the way I got this working, and we'll go over it once I can run it, is I have the this changes list contain this changes container is going to have all the content injected into it as far as I understand it. So what you do is you set this view child, and that has the view container ref. And then what I did, so I brought this out as its own component in, which is weird because I've got components, planning components, changes components. So my structure there is wrong as well. And then in the actual changes component, I add the list so that this component is just responsible for taking the actual changes, showing the date, and it will loop through. It will use this template for each of the actual changes in there. And then this one will take the data. And in here, we have data. It's an input, a required input. Right. And when this loads, we put the effect on it, similar to how we do in the other stuff. There you go. Are you done now? Nope, you can figure it now. And we get the details. We fetch change set details, which is literally just parsing the data and casting it as an array of changes. Course of Copilot plugin failed. Oh, they update the rider logo as well. I'm not sure I like that version. That will take the details, parse them out, and then for each one of them, we'll fetch the components. So we'll take the get a component reference, check to see if we've got it up here. This is just a reference to the component, and the word component is overridden everywhere. Okay, there we go. Connie, good morning. Your skill believing yourself when you don't trust me. Watch animes; they teach you that lesson the whole time. Thank you, Connie, and hello. Yeah, I'm not saying I don't have any skill. I think I just would prefer um I'd prefer to have a little bit more skill, but again, spreading myself thin. Um Yesterday was such a good coding day. I'm going for round 2 today. Nice, nice. I wish you luck with that, Roger. Actually, yesterday wasn't a bad coding day for me. I did get some work development done, got some refactoring done, and got unit tests into a piece of code that was rushed. That's impressive. Improve navigation to members in class. Good-o. Rider now supports GDScript. Nice. Oh, Aspire plugins now bundled. Nice. Nice. Cool. Good changes, Jambrains. Okay, let's go full stack here. Update 11 plugins. Might as well update them. Can't leave them there. Restart to activate. Of course. Yeah. Now error for me, please. On the GitHub plugin. Okay. Cool. Don't know why I've got the GraphQL plugin installed. I don't think I can actually use it the way it's intended, but we'll see. Okay, let's run this. Oh, what are you doing? What? Did you change my keyboard shortcuts? Hmm. So either way, as I was saying, basically I just look it up. If I don't get it, I create the default change component. Otherwise, I create the component based upon the name, and then I set the um, title and the actual data set on it. This create component adds it into the page, and this just gives me a reference to that component to tinker with. So as I understand it, so I don't need to do anything. I don't need to return anything. I don't need to go and loop through these in any way. It'll just do it because it's going to add the components in every single time. I was worried at first about the life cycle, it adding all the changes in, but I didn't see that behavior. So we're going to test that as soon as this runs. As soon as that finishes restoring. I assume a reset of rider means all the caches are out of whack, etc., etc. Yeah, man. It's gonna be one of them days with this, I think. It could go updated as well. This probably needs plugins while I'm waiting. Ah, syncing projects. There we go. It started. Um, Ryder asked me to start debug with Alt F5 as well, which is like normally I hit F5 for that to happen. So I'm curious as to if they've changed keyboard shortcuts on me, because that'll take me ages to get used to. Okay, man. It's starting. There we go. Okay, so let's start this one up. Yeah, I think it's lost all its caching because it's taking forever. Oh no, 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 no. That time when you forget that Docker needs to be a thing, and you've just restarted your PC. I had Windows updates, and I thought, oh, I'll control it this time. I'll shut everything down nice and neatly, and yeah. Oh, and Docker's updating again. Yeah, I think so. Oh, well, for Docker, I do apologize. This is not the stream I wanted it to be right now. I wanted to get this UI up and running. Keymap. No, it thinks that that is. Oh, UI has become the default. That's fine. Missing key map. That's why. Debug. Nope. I'm not going to spend a stream messing around with key maps, but it's definitely done something with my key map. Because yesterday I was happily hitting F5, and if I hit F5 now, oh no. What? That's working. No, I didn't want to run it all. It's Docker. Oh, come on. Update and restart. Nothing like having a productive start to your day. Ah, dear. I'd rather everything be updated and good than have any weird, quirky problems today and be wondering whether it's because I didn't update certain things or whatever. So, um, I do apologize for the installer stream. Yeah, that updated. So while we're doing that, I want to ask: has anybody before had to process data out of? So I'm going to have to modify this piece, right? Because this piece has to say, do I have data yet? And if I don't, then I'm going to Um, yeah, yeah, they did. Um, Azure Web Apps. Looks like they added a few things in there off the top of my head. GD script start and debug as well. Cool. Yeah, one of the things I've got to figure out here is kind of deferred processing in some way, shape, or form. Where basically, if I try and load some changes and I don't have that data yet, I should hold off on sending the change details. I'm not quite sure what patterns I need to use for doing that. Because it's kind of, I can't, I'm thinking what I need to do is register an interest of some form, and then when I see that thing, react to it is probably the best way of doing it. So why do I have to sign in? Hey, first Naval, how you doing? I don't want to sign in right now. No. Another day, another migration. What's new in Docker Desktop? Docker Debug is in now, generally available. It's always good to know that a company pays attention to its release notes. Okay, let's start these up. I just stopped them yesterday, so I'm not going to run my script to do all this. I'm good. We don't. We need a baguette. We don't need its color draw. Okay. Okay. Let's. Why have all my topics gone away? Oh, where are you going? What? Okay, let's start that again. At least it is Friday, yes. Okay. So if we do services down, let's bring everything down. At least if we bring them up using the tools, we should restore the Kafka topics, which would be good. There's no topics there at all right now, second. I could have just done dot services down Kafka because I think everything else is working. In front end Angular stuff to understand how the NGX data tables and trees should work. Hope you have better days. Do you remember the part where I said I wish I was more skilled at this piece? The, not the updating thing. The Angular piece is the thing I said wish I was more skilled at. I lack some knowledge. I didn't realize how much my org put a lot of the heavy lifting on jQuery Ajax. Yeah. Services up. Start everything up. I don't want to be more skilled than I simply don't want to do it at all. Fair enough. I just feel that being that I've chosen to do this, I mean, it doesn't matter which framework I choose. Even if I picked up Blazor as the front end framework for this, I'd still be in a place of struggle, right? It's just generally the client stuff that I just don't feel as comfortable with. Okay, let's go. See, there I hit F5. Ah, we didn't fix everything there, did we? And by we, I mean me, obviously. Oh, it kept everything. It did keep everything. Ocelot. I'll just let everything start and then. Come on. That's not fair. Is it UI piece or just Angular and its syntax? I was reading about the feature in Firefox definition. I'm eager to try out some of the UI helpers. No, for me, it's just the entire UI piece, really. I mean, Angular, I'm comfortable with the general concepts of Angular. There's things like idiomatic Angular that I'm missing, right? I'm writing Angular in the way I would. Well, I don't think I'm writing it in the way I would anything, right? I'm just kind of seeing what feels right, um, and going from there. So it's very much an experiment. Um, yeah, Angular. You know, the whole UI design piece. I think I definitely wish I was better at. I wish I was better at just being able to make something look good. Um, I was reading an article yesterday, by uh, by someone on LinkedIn, and basically the argument was don't mess around with the back end too much. People don't give a monkeys whether you've got a distributed microservice or whatever. They care about whether they can see it. So worry about what it looks like before you worry about what it does, in the back end. And I see the benefits of that, but in the way I build software, I would give up on this project after a couple of weeks if I just had to do the UI side of things and build out all the features of the UI and just jam in dumb services in the back end, right? I think a lot of what I build on the UI matters is handled by, or rather, is in reaction to the way the back end works. And if you don't have the back end first, then the UI is dictating how the back end can work. Um, so yeah, I'm just curious. I saw a Reddit post for JavaScript in the picture. One of the top comments was, "By the length of your method names, I bet you're a C# dev." I was so into WPF around 2008, 2010. Considered myself a front end dev at that time, but then the web took over and I migrated to back end. Sadly, yeah, I don't know what I don't know what the um I don't know why the balance strikes, right. Chrome, um, like this is a functional UI. Oh joy. I couldn't have timed that any better if I tried. This is a functional UI that doesn't function. As I am at F# dev, I write method names like F, G, and apparently that worked. I know why. I removed the line so I could refresh things. Okay, so that ain't good. Okay. So changes components. Reuse variables as much as possible, goes without saying. I want to go back to something like Zcos, where you can write almost all UI in Java for web. Now I've got to know. Hello, doggy. What do you want? There's two other people in the house if you want something. Leading. Oh, it's a Java. It has to have the word enterprise in it, doesn't it? I forgot that. Mm. Right, small problems then when you use variable names in the shader code to avoid new tokens. Yeah, you're working in a different thing there. Okay, so assign user. So okay, here we go. I'm finally at that point. So the templates, the way this works is the component is loaded in here. So this fetch component actually goes and creates an instance of these templated components. It then sets the data on the thing, right? So in the base component, I've set that there should be a title, and I've defined there should be a set. This set is the actual set of changes. And then the actual component, I configure what that set actually is. And then I do this. Assigned. Make the UI look awesome. I'll be here from now until Christmas. Okay, so that's not picking that one up. What is that picking up then? Oh, that's picking up default change, I think. Default change. I got to do something else than migrations to entertain myself. Default change. Okay, so it's picking up assigned user as default change. So this is the part that I want to reflect back on later. Is right now I'm hard coding all the fields as the translation and the component that it runs with. But it would be nice to have some sort of reference document or reference file for this, I think. Display user change component. Assigned user. Let's do this. Console.log set.name. So F12 that. Move that over there. You don't need to really see that. Make the UI look awesome. Okay, so we got assigned user identifier. You know, like there. Little fly, get out of my face. Change Helen to Andrew. There we go. So we're getting back there. So the entire purpose of this was, I know this looks the same as it did the other day. The entire purpose was so that when I navigate back here and then back here, I don't get any weird behavior, right? And I think we've got that now. Okay, so the thing I've got to figure out is probably a dictionary of some form to say which type of field goes with which. Yeah, because this can be generic, right? Right now I'm working on users, so on planning items. So all this is good to be hard coded, but none of this is going to work later on if I introduce, you know, other things. And also, the way I see this, by the way, is when requirements change. So requirements here, it will trigger a where are you? Get you default change. Okay. Need to move that. One of them I changed the requirements. Oh, but now it'll be hiding it because I don't actually have it. So hold on. Because in here now, if I change the actual requirements on the I don't need a translation for that. I just need this to be requirements. Going to be display collection change component. Little fly, get out of my face. Um, oh, that's where in bots behavior. That should have a lot of stuff on it. Why doesn't it have anything? Hey Sally, how you doing? What's this? Console.log set that name. Requirements. Okay. Oh, because I'm assuming that it has name on it. Okay. So I think I need to change that to be default right the second. Display default. See that now. There you go. So the one I was looking for is this one. So the requirements, obviously this now is wrong. So, but this is just I'm going to resolve the title for the requirements in the pipeline service, but the actual requirements changing themselves should also appear here, right? Unless I'm wrong. So that is not related to the planning, well, that's related to the planning item, it is not the planning item. So I'm going to have to introduce the concept of a parent ID, and then the changes are going to go and get all changes where for this entity where it is the parent or it is the actual entity. I feel. Uh, okay. So I think I've achieved stabilizing this component. Is it the best pattern? I don't know. It seems to be working well. But then we get into the whole right again on the client side, profiling the memory, profiling the usage. I'm doing a lot of things when you get. I know that there's opinions on how much content you want to be sending down to the client. Let's validate that this is so. If we do for the future, we want to assign that to Jeffrey. We want to make sure that's on changes and notifications. We're going to add a requirement, a new requirement. Do something. This is a new requirement. And then there we go. So that's for the future. I gotta put a timer on that. Like that's gonna take a minute to go and get right that for the future stuff because that's going to take it's gonna make its way through Kafka. It just hit liquid sky changes. It actually just hit change details. There you go, requirements. Hopefully it gets more than that. That's gonna be very mad. Did I change the other things first though? Like it's loading it. Interesting. No, I know why. That's what I was talking about the other day, like side effects of development, right? In reality, the changes system had never seen for the future. So that first batch of changes I made all get whittled down into one change set because they happen so fast. And it said, "Oh, we haven't seen this before." So it didn't produce them as changes. It just said they were fine. But by the time I hit the requirements, the object had changed, and now I had a requirement. Yeah. I'm not going to worry too. This is default display, so I'm not going to worry too much about this right now. This is obviously going to get its own design later. If I was to change this again now, I think I would see the right behavior just to validate that. Right. Story. Let's put a timer on that thing as well before we forget. About we. Stanley, it's practical on PC. Go see Mama. Go, go. Um. Okay. For the future, yeah, there you go. So assign user changed and last update changed. Changed the project as well, didn't they? Now is not really the time. I mean, there's some level of you want to be firming this up, right? You don't want to be just moving along and yeah, I thought I changed the projects. I did change the projects. I didn't recognize that part. Site's looking really good. Nice. It's getting there. It's getting there. We got to. I mean, again, the aim is not for this to be the final design, right? This is for a workable design to demonstrate what I'm kind of seeing, what I'm thinking. There you go. Last updated. Ah. Yeah, it's coming together. Definitely getting some functionality in there. That's kind of the whole. Debating how much of this I want to chase right this second. So that was last update. Something's not comparing there. The projects, the associated projects aren't comparing. Go see someone else. There's 2 other people in the house. I know. You just want belly rubs? Hello. 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 Yeah, you want to say hi? Thank you. Thank you for my kiss. Sorry. Ta-ta-ta. My shoulder is not a place to dig on. Okay, I'll be right back. My apologies about that. Okay. I'm not going to go chasing bugs right this second in here. Because if I start that path, I'm going to end up. I don't think there's a problem. We've seen it work dozens of times at this point. Oh, well, maybe not dozens. I might be over exaggerating there. I left last updated in this set as well, which is probably incorrect to do. I should probably ignore last updated actually. Private, read only, ignore properties, ignore fields, last updated. The last updated is kind of the occurred on of the so if not, right now last updated shouldn't actually pop out here, right? There you go. Yeah, there's some of these weird ones where the last updated is the only thing, but I'm not going to chase it. Okay. Let's go and do a quick commit. I've done a lot of changes. again, this is the sort of thing where I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm prototyping at the same time as solving the problem. So when do I commit? I don't like committing, considering I had something working previously. I don't like doing those partial commits. So it's just something I gotta get better at. I gotta make sure I'm actually um, um, how do I put it? I'm more comfortable with, oh, I've fixed this thing, I should commit it. I fixed this thing, I should commit it, and make those smaller commits and then squash. Is what I was saying there. Okay, so templates, that goes away. Let's clean this up again before I actually put that in. I don't need a template ref on here anymore. I don't need a template ref on there anymore at all. So on here, I don't need template ref. The template ref was, again, if I was using the templates to render these, but I'm actually building instances of these components and popping them into the page. So yeah, so we can clean that up. These are still standalone components as well. I might need to make a module for changes just to wrap all this behavior up. That way I can better represent the individual types of component. Uh, generate components using view reference. Moved change set list. Change set to change list component. Use view view container ref to create components based on fields. So somewhere at some point, I think I'm gonna end up with this list being external, um, potentially, um, and that way I know, because I'm gonna have to hard code this. I don't see any way of doing this in any way dynamically. I don't see this in any way of, I don't want the server to be relaying that information to me, because it's a UI concern. So I don't want anything there. So I think this is just going to be its own file with one massive list of um, lookups based by object type. We chase it random into change this component as you continue to create components based on fields excluded, last updated. So again, this was done because when I did this, right, and then I went back into here and went here, these would break routinely, like it had some sort of weird reference or something. I had a moment then of, because this should show changes, but I think it's just last updated or something. There's no errors appearing, so I'm gonna trust that right this second. At some point, I'll have to wipe the data out again anyway. Okay. I'm procrastinating again. Hold on. Let's go to the last updated from display changes. Okay. Let's commit them. So the purpose of this was because I needed to introduce this screen, right? Which I've pretty much done. Again, not final form, not, it's just we need a screen to go to when you are looking at that. So we can go in here, we can click on these, and we can hit that and see the full version. I'm not going to worry about navigation because I think, again, that's an accessibility problem as well. Like right now, this is not checking any boxes, right? But it should be functioning. Hey, it's a network engineer. How you doing, Mr. Jones? How is your Friday going so far? There you go. Okay, so now it's stable, it's consistent. Hello, buddy. Hello. Okay. NPM, enough said. There you go. You're doing client stuff. Unless you use Node, in which case I'd knock it off with the criticisms. um, okay. Procrastinate. Am I looking? I'm looking at the planning item detail component form thingy. React bug conflicting with some JS or internal CSS framework. Ooh, rather you than me. Planning item detail. Here we go. So when I change something on here, we have the messages, right? And we I feel like Manuel from Faulty Towers. Oh joy. So this is what adds the planning item updated in there, right? And it's very professional because I put an exclamation mark in there. Um, I I I watched the Faulty Towers episodes. Um, okay, so what I want to do is private hide. So I do clear it, right? What I want to do is basically um there's got to be a cleaner way to do this. This feels, I don't know, I think it feels hacky. Um Remove, what do I call that? This is after um do I do that? Okay. So I want to do one that I've already got changes on. There we go. I want to change that to be the 20th. Nice. Okay. There you go. Okay. That's a bit better, right? Make more progress. Um, Ultimately, what I would like to do on this, by the way, is I would like to be able to understand, and this may be a pipe dream or whatnot. There you go. Change the assigned user and change the review date. There we go. That they changed. I would like to kind of understand what the user is looking at and push notifications down to them when one of these things changes that they care about. I don't necessarily know how to do that. Actually, I do, because when I click on when I change something, they've changed it. So if I have the source user ID, I could technically push down to them, hey, you changed this thing, so you need the change back. Anybody else, if they care about it, they get a notification. But the entire broadcast thing scares me a little bit, right? It's um, noise. So yeah, we'll wait till later to do that. But anyway, we've got that message cleaned up a little bit. Not ideal, but it does the job, right? Um, Introduce timer and showing update message for planning item. Push. Anyway, and push. Giving me nonsense over things. Okay, so let's go to issue boards. Okay, introduce detail screen for planning items. And I click an inbox message, it should be taken to the detail screen for the planning item. Hey, Jack and I, how you doing? How's things today? So I'm going to say that's done for now. There's no way it's finished. It's just done in its current form. I think it checks the box of there being a detail screen I can navigate to. I can see things the same way. Yeah. Doing good. Doing good. Making progress. Got over yesterday's hump. Got the components loading. Things are working okay right this second. Okay, so let's go to hub of Gits. Liquid Sky. Ivy. Okay, so we're going to create a PR. Yeah, best run the unit tests. So in this one, we included include date center inbox view and UI. We had to introduce that, shift the planning items component to become home component, so that we reorganize the planning items to be an actual landing page as well. Date send, added the detail page, included day.js so we could get some accurate like days since, etc. And then we just shifted things around to get the components to render properly. overall, it's working. So I was watching a stream yesterday, um, and I would highly recommend the stream. It's a super chill stream. Um, sure the yeah. Um, he's building a planning app, right? Which this component looks like right this second. But his design is really nice. He's building it using a Python backend with a Next.js front end, I believe. And he has this. You know, well, I'm building a planning component to a larger application, but it does have a quite nice way of laying out the planning. I'm not trying to copy. What I'm saying is, he kind of has a questiony style. Questiony. That's a word, right? Um, and it got me thinking about. Obviously, I intend this to be a tool to help product teams plan their work and be able to put their ideas into some form that can be then rearranged and fleshed out and more information added, attachments added, etc. And the review date is a big component of this piece. But is there a do I want to consider a kind of uh, driven approach to this as well in terms of a workflow of, hey, what are you trying to do? You know, trying to ask some questions to gather the requirements rather than just saying add requirements, right? Did get me thinking about it. Um, like, is it enough just to present yet another screen to a bunch of users and say, yeah, just add whatever you want in there, and then we can work it out later? So I am contemplating that. I am back with maybe a stupid question, but I can't seem to find a satisfying answer. Is there a way to enforce returning to the synchronization context when I wait a task? Currently, I'm using a reader writer lock slim, which is threaded, and everything else is just so much boilerplate. I'm not certain, to be honest. A way to enforce return to the synchronization context when awaiting a task. What are you trying to do? Like that sounds like you're deep in the weeds of doing asynchronous stuff, which is not something I do a lot of. What's the difference between that and reader writer lot slims the thread defined lot type, so it usually can't be used with async in a way. You should use either semaphore sim with wait async. Okay. The answer is yes. I've encountered this in a desktop app before. I'll try to find more specific information. I'm pretty sure there was something about grabbing the reference to the synchronization context and using dispatch. So I just looked it up, right? Um, Stephen Cleary is definitely one of the experts on acing stuff. Stephen Talbot and Stephen Cleary are people names I recognize from yeah. Concurrency in C# cookbook. So semaphore sim was yeah. Sounds like one line has a little bit more knowledge there. Okay. PR, that's what I was doing. So in this one, fix the inbox messages to have the date sent as UTC, included day.js. Oh, I need to fix that. I cannot leave that out. Otherwise the app won't run. Well, the app won't log in. I commented it out because of the redirect. As I wanted to refresh and not be messing around. But that can't. That needs to be there right a second. Um, wonder if that'll work. Let's try. So we go here. We go here. Refresh. Uh, that's not what I want. Why would that be? Why is the route? Why would the route URL be that though? Hmm. Yeah, the coworker was crazy about semaphore, so they used it for everything. Yeah. One of the things I'm going to look at doing, and I kind of went through this with Mojo the other day, is and right now we're at the point with this application that there are so many little things to do, so many pieces that can be worked on, so many different components that I don't know which necessary to work on next, and prioritization is going to become a real challenge very soon. Um, like to me, the changes component, getting the changes functional and making sure that they're resilient to out of sequence things is a key component. Otherwise, things are not going to work later on. We're going to chase all the bugs. You don't want to be fixing bugs that aren't real bugs because they're caused by another component. But once I'm confident that the changes piece is actually really stable and doing what it needs to do, then I can cut a version of this and use that to track the things. Um, oh, sorry, it's not going to let you do a link. If you do want to link Jack and I, you could put it in the Discord. Async local. Ah, async method value 1, async method B. So you fire A, you set their values, you call it with expected value. Rise. Yeah, I haven't spent a lot of time playing with async and its challenges in a long time. And yeah, dispatcher stuff is out of my skill range at this point. I think it's only one of those things where you spend so long working um in one thing. Like I'm not specialized. Hey Patrick, how you doing? Sorry? How do I do this then? I wanna put this router thing back in. So this is aimed at being, if you go to the home page and you're actually logged in, it'll redirect you into planning. But I don't want to do it all the time, because if your route is and not this dot router dot URL dot starts with planning, let's hack it. Terrible. Sorry to verify my plan. Took a moment. No worries. Yeah, the Discord is protected due to fun with Twitch. Nope, you still want to. Why do you want to do that? The irony. Why is my router URL? Huh. But yeah, actually trying you fetch some headers like TWT or token. A way to fetch a lot of data in multiple queries without the headers being changed by some of the credentials. Doesn't seem like a task that you would need to do a lot of stuff in there, unless this takes hours. The way you've written that suggests there's a design change that could actually maybe potentially solve your problem. Why do I not? Insane URL navigation. Navigated. Is logged in is true. But my route is planning. Current URL tree. Config. Well, that's just the router configuration. That isn't the actual. Alison just emailed me. Good morning. 9 people are waiting for your weekly update on Find out an update. 9 people. Okay, this is driving me crazy now. What? So URL is blank. Okay, it's time to do some uh ah. So now Atlassian is emailing you to tell you that you need to update them. If only you had a system that would actually tell them when something changes and if a review date has passed, where it stands, or if it had changed. Ah. Um, brain just went blank. Angular router redirect to not if authenticate. Yeah. Oh, that fires so quickly. Have you used Atlas? It's poorly implemented. It's poorly implemented, but it appears to achieve something what he said. Atlas. Atlassian product? I have not used it, no. First teamwork directory to connect the dots across the teams, the apps, and work. Oh no. I guess I'm going to be using it real soon. Mojo, do you remember the component of the application that hasn't been built out yet? That has a name. This new guy's going to put us over a 10-person free tier. It's fine. $300 users. Dang. They really lower the price a bit when you have 1,000 users. Imagine that if you had 1,000 users. Hold on, you said 9 people. Oh, 9 people. You're the 10th person, which means you're going to be at 11 with the new guy. Time to use Trello. An ad is going to start in 3 minutes. Jack and I, by the way, I'm not ignoring you. I did say that. I don't know the details of the actual fetch, but it looks like you could probably. I don't know what you're trying to achieve there. Whether you're trying to update something, or that process is taking so long that you're trying to get back out of it and update something on the screen. But it sounds like you could break those into actually many requests. Oh yeah, I need to keep that open. Angular, don't redirect. Angular, what do I want to do? Angular router, redirect when authenticating login page. That's ultimately what I'm doing. I don't want to do that though. That's the problem. That's what I've got now. Can activate, can activate. Oh, I suppose, yeah, that is the opposite, isn't it? If not, navigate to the. That's a better design, isn't it? I'd hate to be managing missions for 1,000 people in the Atlassian suite. Well, that'd be a full-time job almost. Okay, so there we go. So now, if I log out, I should go back there. Refresh. I'll be here. If I sign in, and I really need to pick a username that's actually better. When I refresh this, I'll pick better usernames. Yeah, but it's different accounts in the GraphQL library, hiding the actual HTTP account, so I can't change the headers in request creation. Overly then mistakes. I'm still not 100% sure I follow the use case. It just looks like, oh my goodness me, update. Yes, of course. That's a problem. So that's why I have the redirect, because the redirect will put me to the planning item on not on logged in. But what I should do after sign in. Feel like I'm being dense here. Uh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Fortunately, I won't be much help here either, since those are libraries I haven't used. It's having the HTTP like, if it will take a private research, is it possible to post even more details into these Discord? Like I said, it isn't clear what the full situation is to even start researching. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give it a second just in case Jack and I was behind ads, but so I've been told to completely avoid carbs. Welcome back. Yeah, I mean, I would say add a little bit more context if you can. It's a little confusing. Um, what you're trying to actually attempt there. You're trying to update something in between those data updates. Is that why you need to break out in the context? Um, so yeah, if you can add more details, you can definitely continue that conversation in Discord. So as I was saying, I have been told I have to avoid carbs entirely on days that I do karate, especially. It's very hard if you're not thinking about it, just what contains carbs. But also have other dietary requirements. I'm like trying to balance everything. It's very difficult. How do I do this now? So when I log in, I feel like the app router should have some of this stuff. So right now I'm logged in. So if I go to planning, I'm fine, right? I'll be logged in, I'm good. The aim is that when I refresh the screen, I should remain where I am. That's not just a development problem. He said, oh yeah, that would be right. This closes because it's I'm refreshing the screen still, right? Um, but the goal would be to if I go here, I want to log in. So I thought router guards could kind of do that. Um, login activate. Yes. But the router guards in the newest version not quite the same, are they? Yeah, they have can activate, yeah. So you can't log it, you can't get in there if you're not. So there is a can activate, which is that. That doesn't have a router. That does though. want to do that there? Nice coding. Hello, how you doing? I was looking in your stream. Because the irony here is I'm not doing anything. Finish some coding for now. How's your OS stuff going? I was watching you for a bit the other day. I'm doing good. I'm just trying to tidy up some of this Angular stuff to make the app a little bit more friendly while developing. So some of the behaviors sorted out. I'm just trying to figure out what the heck I want to do. So can activate. If I ever can activate on a route, didn't work on OS today. I graded some commands in my terminal. Nice. Nice. Um, so can activate pipe map result. So does that give me, yeah, authenticated? Oh, but that doesn't, that's not telling me if I am authenticated. That's telling me I can, right? That's not. That's essentially what that works down to right this second. What is the right way to do this? It seems hacky to put it on the can activate and then requires login. I don't need to do that. If requires login, can activate. I mean, ultimately, it's if I'm on the landing component, right? Um, uh, can I do another sort of I can do that. So we have can activate route guards, export const this can activate function equals this actually does become a function. Because we're going to do router equals inject router. So what I want to do now is pipe map There you go. There's nothing to then, unless that doesn't resolve. So again, the idea would be, can I find redirect on logged in? Why don't you like that? It's not signable to can activate function. Type void is not signable. There you go. So the goal would be that. Okay, so now if I go back there, it's going to bring me back in here. If I log out, I'm good. I'm not logged in. If I sign in, no, that one, that one. Dang it. I don't suppose I could pass parameters in there, can I? That'd be cool if I could do that. No, we could get user preferences there anyway. That's going to refresh. So that works. On sign in, so views landing, if you hit the app login button, right? Login with pop-up. That's just parameters. That's not. No. To subscribe. Is there a value there? If this to auth service is authenticated by. We have some hard coding issues here. If but we'll worry about that later. So we log out, we sign in. Did that? Hold on. I need to sign in. I'm going to move this over here. Okay, that works. I was checking the timing because it was so fast, and it was working. Okay. Progress just in time. What do we do here? We added a redirect on logged in route guard. to provide ability to move to the planning item, planning dashboard. To the app. We then when hitting the login button, sign in button, once Auth0 has authenticated, we actually authenticated, then redirect to the planning dashboard. And here, switch logic. So this is now, instead of being if logged in, redirect, it's now if not logged in, redirect to the home page. Switch is logged in. Check on that component to redirect home page. There you go. That cleans that up a little bit, makes that behavior a bit more consistent. And now we have nothing, we don't have a full refresh every time and have to navigate back, which is good. You still refresh a page, but you will at least stay on the page you were on. I think that's a positive change. So let's refresh that. Unit test run. I had a conversation last night about approachability of the stream, which got me thinking a little bit. I've seen a few things recently about kind of making a stream more welcoming, more open to questions, to opinions. You know, I always say, if you're new to the stream, if you have any thoughts, questions, or opinions on what I'm doing, please feel free. I'm not here to just sit and code all the time. I'm happy to talk about what I'm doing. I'm happy to demonstrate and whatnot. But I can see how at this point Liquid Sky is such a big project that it's quite an intimidating project to get your head around if you're just joining the stream for the first time. I have no idea how to fix the problem. I have no idea how to make it more approachable, to make sure that people are able to engage if they want to. It definitely is something I'd like to do. I'd like to make it more approachable, because the reason I'm developing it on stream is to demonstrate a larger scale application to people. There we go. That fix that. Redirect on logged in. That gets replaced there. We added the path. We added the redirect on logged in. Removed. This is happening when standalone components are being used. These are parts of a module, so I don't want them to be standalone. View container stuff. Views. This is just insane. I don't know what that's going to do. I assume that, because they're on modules. We have the changes here. So if you are loading it for the first time and it hasn't actually seen it yet, it's going to add it, because this is the detail page requirements, right? The detail page might not have actually loaded it because it won't have been loaded in the list. Subscribe to planning item. We have the link. for the maximize. You collapse down some path. Oh, we added some extra paths apparently. That probably needs its own thing. This became home from planning items. This is the sign-in page, the button. Day.js, displaying day. We don't need the time component there. Right second. Day.js. More complicated. Route guard. Ready date sent. I'm ready the date sent offset. Okay. You don't get to approve your own PR, so it's just a case of merging this now. I'm going to squash and merge. I'm going to start doing that. Okay. So we go here, we check this out. We pull development down. And we do a delete on that, so we get that nice and clean. And there we go. So development is up to date. Development has all the latest changes. And we are making progress. I kind of put a readme in here to try and talk through some of the pieces as well. Yeah. So what's next? Well, the changes component is going to be the next big piece. So I've got two options to work on right this second. The first piece is, hey, a provider UI for tracking specific changes against fields. I could kind of focus my energy on that piece. Like, oh, if the username changes, if the assigned user changes, if this, I think that's going to be a large piece. But that the problem with that one is I don't want to do it before I start to dog food the app. I want to do it post dog fooding. Because I want to be using the application, build out those requirements, describe them, and kind of demonstrate that entire thing. But also, they're not critical. That is not a critical thing to have in place before I proceed, because I'm obviously doing the changes. I'm calculating the changes now, and we are able to see the inbox messages. So again, not the final version, but a step forward. So I still feel that the solidification, the firming up of the changes component is going to be necessary. Also, that if I was going to do something very simple right now, and I've been thinking about this, I believe that. So I have a bit of a design problem, and actually, I've started talking about this multiple times, and I've got diverted every single time so far. Right now, my view contains inbox, and I have a date red on there. But there's no API for inbox, because inbox is this concept is inbox, right? There's a send to inbox command, and the consumer of that is here. I can't do this, because if I do this, the only way of marking this red is by putting a read API on my view, and that's bad. So what I'm considering doing, and it still fits, it's right in terms of the domain, it is correct, is I'm considering putting the inbox component on the communications piece, and then having either produce a message that is an inbox component was updated, or I put an API against a GraphQL API on the communications component so that we can go bidirectionally. But at the very least, there'd be an API to mark as read, and the communications component would own that piece. So that'd be user notifications, messaging, right? And I think that fits better. Morning, Melatonin. How you doing? How's things? So yeah, I think that's going to be where I'm going to head with that. I think basically this consumer moves to communications, right? So I have which if you look at the actual design, it fits, it works, right? I send the user to user inbox, then the view, if I wanted to maintain it, the view could still have that. I just need to produce an event to say the message was added to the inbox. You need to update your version of the inbox, right? Pretty good. Got an easy work day, so I'm mostly going to spend the day brainstorming and planning out my shop UI. Very cool. Very cool. You haven't never before. Mangatonics is building a game and also played some games on stream. That's playing Spiral 2, which was kickstarting my nostalgia again. I had to be careful watching streams with games on because I tend to get nostalgic. What about today? So today we've actually just tidied up and wrapped up the latest version of the changes component. The app is hey Napalm, how you doing? Happy Friday. It's allowed to quickly configure laptops for new employees. Sure, I can reset it with an image that has all the software on it already. Yes, that is a thing. Yeah, I feel like it's so easy to get lost in a game stream. Yeah. Especially nostalgic games for me. Which does bring me to another point. This weekend, my hope is to get my room organized to a point where I can actually set up some of my console stuff. So I'm going to be good, and I'm going to say there is going to be no streams this weekend unless I get my games equipment set up, in which case there will be a gaming stream potentially. However, I am still going to contemplate streaming games under a different account. I've done it before. You're going to like this one. If you haven't seen this before. Really? That's a new way. Yep. Yeah, for real. For real. A couple of years ago, we decided to do that one. Deliberately to keep them separate, but to have a little bit of fun at the name. So if I'm gonna stream games, I'm gonna stream on there. I'll put the announcement in the Discord regardless. But I'm hoping that I can spend most of the morning most of tomorrow morning, getting my room emptied and organized. I need to build some more shelves because I have no joke. I have a pile of about 30 games behind me that I've been collecting over the last couple of months that I have nowhere to put because I have no shelf space. So I need to get things organized. So my goal was to kind of blitz that and try and get that. So a gaming stream. I've been thinking about the mental health aspects of what I do and trying to take some time because I do a lot of karate, I do a lot of work, and then I do streaming for the programming stuff. And as much as I want to continue on with my focus on uh, Liquid Sky, I do need to take a break from time to time. So some game streams will be incoming. Oops, ads. I'll give it a second before I. Yeah, that's actually the idea of TBD developer. Um, I'm gonna mess his stream name up. Came from a former colleague and friend, Droth the Destroyer. He streams speed runs and plays a lot of Pokemon and stuff on stream. Does a lot of randomized game stuff. So it's a nice chill stream to go hang out in. Good bunch of people there. So yeah. You should pick up Stormgate. No. If I'm gonna play games this weekend, what I'm contemplating doing is this. I'm actually contemplating opening up my game library a little bit and kind of picking out a category of games or whatever, and then doing a kind of vote on the game sort of thing. Eventually, not if I play this weekend. If I play this weekend, it's probably going to be a retro game. Hopefully on real hardware, and yeah, that'll be the goal. But I will update in Discord if and when that's going to happen. It will require me to get some stuff together. Oh, nice. So we have someone. We have a different raid target. Okay, a polling bot for chat. Yeah, I mean, I've got plenty of time, right? I don't. So anyway, I'm gonna head out. It's 9:10. Did I just waste my? Well, didn't waste, but oh, we're almost there. Don't forget, one line stream today is going to be a community day. Assuming he's streaming today. That is a great place to go and hang out, a great place to chat. And yeah, I highly recommend attending one line streams. Has it been 21 seconds? There you go. So don't forget to go follow one line. Again, great place. Chap, good morning. Hope you're well. Napalm, thank you very much. Have a great day. Take care. We're going to go raid Frank because Frank is doing some Blazer stuff on his game stuff. Frank is an awesome developer and a really nice stream to go to. So take care all. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you again soon. Bye.